Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weekly Wisdom and Insights, your home for spiritually guided transformation and empowerment. I am your host, Dearjames, and together with the unseen, we listen to the intuitive advice, the current energies, and we go as guided. And that is what's so amazing. And I just want to kick off the top of the hour as you are not seeing double, not double me, but doubles, and it really epitomizes, so the backdrop that you see, these two images of almost like otherworldly energies, it is about being between two worlds at this moment, and that has been a theme that has been playing out for some time. And the overall topic is the wanderer, and it says the home is where the heart is. And so as we journey through this year, really, as we journey through this year, this 2023 year of transformation. It's transition, but it's transformation. And it's going to feel at times as though we are between two worlds. And again, they've always advised us, the faster, the quicker, the more we surrender, the faster we move into the new. What we see is what we get. Remember that from last week, I believe. It was what you see is what you get. And so the faster we release the old ways, the old thoughts, the old beliefs, the faster we receive the new. They are going to appear as the images behind me, they are going to appear as though it's the same. And yet it's drastically, in the most beautiful way, they are drastically different. So the old earth, and let me just bring this up. I'm going to try to do a lot of this without my glasses, but that's going to be, that's going to be fun. So remember here on the left of the screen, the world card, and there she is on point, and you're going to see, this is one of our mantras: right time, right place, right everything. And literally this movie that is out right now that's gaining all of the awards and everything, everywhere, all at once. Well, that is, quote unquote, the new paradigm, right? It will be everything, everywhere, all at once. So, and this ties into, and it's number 5 that they gave me for today's show, number 5, and 5 represents changes. And so it's this beautiful thing of right place, right time. And let me just bring this up. I'm going to bounce a little bit, but note, and this is no coincidence. I mean, I saw this image last night. I just arrived into California, Malibu and everything, and yesterday. And I chose this image. It chose me. And here's this image, right place, right time. And then just to go and yet here's the backdrop, a very similar backdrop. So very synchronistic, very on point for all of us. So again, between two worlds, this energy, the faster we release the old, the faster we receive the new. It's a big point here. And this theme of the wanderer, we're going to work with hexagram 56. It is about the wanderer, and home is where the heart is. And what that really truly means, it's not the physical dwelling, the physical place that we inhabit. Home is where the heart is. It's where are we? Because it goes to the other mantra. There are 3 mantras for this show this week going forward. And it is, everywhere I go, there I am. And so this is a powerful, powerful, powerful mantra. Everywhere I go, there I am. Because what it's really saying to us is, home is where the heart is. So the wanderer, home is where the heart is. Everywhere I go, there I am. Right place, right time, right everything. So it's all synergistic. It's all connected. And this home is where the heart is. It's that piece of we belong to the universe. We belong everywhere. And so while, yes, our domicile, where we inhabit, where we may live, is our quote unquote home, it's temporary. Our true home is where our heart lies, is where our heart is. And that is in the stars, that is in the heavens, that is where we come from. And thereby, when we connect to that true north, when we connect to that home, when we connect to our soul source connection, that is where the magic happens. That is where the true home resides. And thereby, when everywhere we go, there I am, there you are, it means that it's not a person, a place, or a thing that's adjusting us or changing us. It's our soul source connection. It's that connection to home, to true north. That guides us so that no matter where I show up, no matter where I am, I'm at peace, I'm at home, I'm good, I'm solid. Now, not for the faint of heart. I am walking the talk as we speak. There are moments where you really just have to take a deep breath and smile, and I hope you're seeing the smile on my face and you can hear it in my voice, because you just push through in that mantra of right place, right time. You feel the synchronicity. It may be uncomfortable. It may be unsettling. It will certainly be new, because again, it's and you'll see how this in hexagram 56, the wanderer, how we're pushing past what's comfortable, what's known. We're literally entering and moving into the unknown. And so the unknown can be unsettling. It can be disconcerting at times. It can be incredibly exciting and new. And thereby, it's incumbent upon us to be as wide open as you can possibly be, so as to receive. Because there's some serious magic going on. We've got a beautiful theme of this. You know, the green's been playing, this color green, this verdant, abundant green. You can see the blues representing royalty, purple representing royalty, and this green. So you're going to see kind of the blue, the purple, and the green throughout this show. And again, throughout this upcoming season. They're terming it a season because it's an ongoing, it's eternal. This season that we're entering, as they're saying, is eternal. And it's like when we think back and when you read about mythology or Neverland or Avalon or these places that existed, it was a perpetual season of spring. It was a perpetual season of bliss, of goodness, of utopia. And they're calling, so this is where we're headed. This is the now. This is the new now. Just wanting to say hello Elizabeth, hello Kelly, hello Anne. So happy to see you and hear you again this week, Dearjames. Thank you so much for sharing your light. Thank you all for being here and sharing yours. It's always, we're in reciprocity. And this is where the magic happens. And so let's talk about that for a moment, because I'm going to talk about the magic. Remember, from last 2 shows ago, Luck of the Irish. Actually, yeah, it was 2 shows ago. Luck of the Irish. This 4-leaf clover, this gold, this abundance. They are reminding us that it is a 7-year, 177. That 177, we embarked on that, and that we have this 7-year. It's the foundation of God's word. It's the foundation of the promise. It's divine fulfillment, divine completion, divine perfection. It's this culminating and deliverance of the gold within. And so here we are. And yes, it can be, where I'm located, the bandwidth is not as strong. And so I've had to reduce the video quality. It's a little bit darker. You may or may not notice. I'm sharing that with you for the reason that what I heard was, in order to stream out to the multi-stream to the locations, we had to dim it down a bit because the bandwidth wasn't as strong. And what I heard was darkest before the dawn. It's that darkest before the brightest deliverance, the brightness of ourselves. And so let me know in the comments, how are you all feeling in this moment with the energies? Are you feeling the push-pull? Are you feeling we're right on that precipice, right on the edge? Are you feeling the darkest before the dawn? Are you feeling the slow down and the speed up? Are you experiencing the departure from the known to the unknown? Put it in the comments and let's incorporate them into the show. So, the wanderer, home is where the heart is. And this epic journey that we're on, and remember, the journey begins anew. It is this open, verdant field of green, and it is being the hero of your journey. It's being the fool in the tarot that has everything it needs. It has the sun at its back. It has the tools of the magician to manifest and create. It has the trusted companion, the innocence and the purity, and again, the clouds below. So we have everything we need. And then look in the background, the mountains. There is nothing that you cannot achieve, overcome, be, share. This is the moment. This is the now. This is the new. And that is where we are, in between 2 worlds. And I love the imagery of this, in between 2 worlds, and yet advancing. We are moving forward. There is no turning back. I've been on this journey almost a month now. I'm in my 4th week of having left where I was, going as guided. And as I was leaving, I had some stuff in storage and a couple hours north, and I was moving it into the storage that I have for LA. That's going to be shipped somewhere. I know that. And what's so funny is they said to me, okay, no turning back. And I was like, okay, let's go. So again, it's unknown, and yet it's exciting. It's exhilarating, and yet it's tiring. And that's okay, because what is amazing that you will find as you're doing this is that you will see all the signs and all the synchronicities. You will have the people, Ian, reaching out. I'm just sending you smooches galore. I'm here if you need anything. It's the people in your lives. It's the synchronicities. It's the unexpected as you show up. It might be a number. It might be a word. It might be an image. It might be a loved one. It might be a loved one that's transitioned. All of these elements will guide you. They will show you the way as you are the wanderer, as you begin to release the old, that which doesn't serve, because it's moving you. It is going to epically move you forward. And that is the point of this whole journey. So Kelly is saying, I'm feeling it all, and it feels good and exciting. Yes. Yay. That's so exciting. And that is the piece of it, right? So let's look at, and the third the third mantra. So I'm just going to go back through them really quickly on the screen. Right place, right time. Everywhere I go, there I am. And the third one, which I received in the notes, so I apologize, I don't have it as a visual. I will make one. They said, and it's number 6. It's assorted. Sixes represents spirit and service. And they said, be special. Be special. Because, and what that was, what was so powerful, is they were reminding us in that be special, they're saying to remember how unique you are, how incredibly powerful you are, how expansive you are, how pliable you are. You are the spark of the divine. You are a star. And so, we use that in terms of celebrity. Oh, they're a star. Each of us is. And it's to remember that. It's to remember that you are a unique being, a unique star, and to be special. Use your uniqueness, celebrate it, share it, be good and kind with it, but it's to remember that. So we've got these 3 mantras going on. Right place, right time, right everything. Everywhere you go, there you are, and be special. Want to incorporate, Elizabeth is saying, so weird stuff, energy, events are happening. I'm just trying to accept that people and pets don't stay. Yes, Elizabeth, this is that, it's the beautiful unfolding. It is the lotus. It is that renewal. And yet it's also, remember, people, places, things, for a reason, a season, a lifetime. Not everyone will journey at the same tempo, the same time. Not everyone will walk with us the entire way. There will be releasing, and it's to do it with the greatest amount of grace and humility and gratitude and respect for self and others. They've often said, it's one of the most beautiful quotes I've received from Source, was one of the hardest things is to allow another their soul's journey. And so we are required, we're required to make peace with other people's journeys. Pets, people, places, things, is to make peace with it. It's one of the hardest things to do, and yet it's required because it's their soul's journey. It's what they said they would do. And we then come into a sense of honoring that and accepting that. It doesn't mean that we have to condone something or anything like that. It just means to be mindful of what their soul came to experience and why, and let it be that, theirs. Colleen, feeling all of it, I feel off and yet okay. Yes, between 2 worlds. It is that absolute peace, and you're most welcome, Elizabeth. She said, thank you for saying that. It is that peace. And let's talk about, let me just jump into the first note, because it all ties in with the comments. They said, fear not, for the bell of destiny tolls. And what that means is we are at that right place, right time, right everything moment. And so as we are shedding, purging, letting go of, releasing, moving forward, fear not, for the bell of destiny tolls. And each person's destiny is different. People, places, things, new earth, old earth, buildings, cities, communities, people, pets, nature, it's that bell of destiny. And it's also saying that, again, destiny denotes a deliverance. It denotes a promise, something that was foretold. The bell of destiny tolls. And so and when I'm saying that, what I see is it's like it's a little bit like musical chairs. And so they're showing me, everyone's like, if you've ever seen one of those sped up videos on YouTube where it's of people and we all look like little ants because everything's like, moving along really fast and scurrying and everything. It looks like that, and all of a sudden the bell of destiny tolls and it all goes, and everything just kind of moves into alignment, almost like single file, like, And it's just a line, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And you're going through. You're passing through. You're moving into your new, the new. That's what it's like. So it's kind of like going from, they're saying to me, it's kind of like going from scatterbrained to exceptionally brilliant in a nanosecond. It's like, boom. And this ties into, I was sitting in a restaurant, I think 2 nights ago, an older woman, older generation, my generation, 2 women talking. And the one that was my age was basically sharing some stuff about others. She was trying to do it in a hushed manner. And I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but children and elderly generation moving in, as they become childlike, they just say, everything comes out. And the woman said, well, what are they doing that for? I mean, that's just so stupid. And she goes, and you can't fix stupid. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm sharing that with you because this is like that musical chairs, that unconsciousness, that state of scurrying about. Everyone's running about. It seems like there's madness at times. Like everything's fine and everything's not fine all at the same time. And yet, when she said you can't fix stupid, and I don't use that word lightly, I don't really care for that word. However, the point is, but you can, because what it is that as this scurrying, as we're running about and everything, the bell of destiny tolls. And we go from being scattered, let's use that instead, scattered, maybe unconscious, scattered, to exceptionally brilliant, exceptionally connected, exceptionally unified, grounded. And like the images behind me, we shift. We shift from the old to the new. We're no longer straddling 2 worlds. We move as this image, as the Lady of the World card represents, we move to the new earth, the new way. And that new way is abundant and verdant and rich and plentiful. And think of this not just externally. Think of this as though it's the internal mechanisms, the internal operating system of your being changes. And I've used this a lot. I said it's the difference between Microsoft, Microsoft, and Apple. They're 2 completely different operating systems. One is quote unquote the original. So we started out with Microsoft, and then along came Apple. And Apple, if you've ever transitioned from one to the other, it is earth-shattering, and you never go back. You never go back to the old way, to the Microsoft. I haven't, and I started out. Everything was Microsoft driven. No discredit or anything to either. It's just saying there's that way, and then there's the new way, and that's the analogy. And when you see this again, she's on point. She's right where she's meant to be. She's forward looking. She knows where she's going, and she knows that the old is being released with grace and gratitude and appreciation for having served its purpose, having served its role. And as we are the Fool, we will learn things anew. But look at the majesty, the majesticness of riding a crocodile, an alligator's tail, and how unfathomable, how in current realm, in current existence, it's not possible. And yet in the new it is. It's fantastical. And remember, the crocodile is highly associated with royalty, with pharaohs, ancient Egypt. So again, we stand upon the shoulders of giants. We stand upon the lineage, the heritage of all that's come before us. And I want to just bring on my happy little mug here. And we, all of us that are incarnated at this moment, we chose to be here. We are the recipients of this grace, of this beauty, of this moment in time. And that is pretty, and it speaks to, because there's a clamoring on the other side of those that want to be here, wanted to be here for this moment. And there is this clamoring of awe that we chose to be here at this time. And so don't forget that. Give yourselves a pat on the back for being here, for going through this moment and this transition, for stepping up to the plate, for doing everything you do. Because without you, it wouldn't be happening. Without you choosing to be here at this moment, it wouldn't be happening. Because heaven on earth, we are the heaven on earth. We are the future we wish to see. We are the future. We are the present future. So it's fascinating in this way. Bear with me. I get excited about these things because it's, as I said, I'm walking the talk. I'm going highs and lows and everything in between. I hope that demonstrates to you. I'm right there with you all. We are all human. We are all divinely guided, and they are providing us with the information as we go. So the second thing they said was the grand meeting place. The grand meeting place, the assembly, opens. Answer the call. So again, what they're talking about, and where I am, I'm in Agora Hills. Agora means meeting place. In Latin and so forth, it means assembly, meeting place. Malibu in the native Chumash language, Native American Indian Chumash language, means eye of God. And so where I was guided to be, and by the way, 2 weeks ago, all the shamrocks, the four-leaf clovers, this green, this luck of the Irish. When I walked into the hotel, I'm bringing up the image, luck of the Irish. I want you to see it all. And yes, again, I said in that show, yes, it's March. Yes, it's St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. Yes, there is this theme. I walked in at the reception, little wood blocks with the word luck with a four-leaf clover in little like children building blocks. A wooden block with a rainbow on it. I went out of the lobby, I came back in, all of the chairs with the pillows, four-leaf clovers, the number 17, follow, be led. And yes, it's the same date as March 17th. It's just when we see, and you have that moment where you're like, okay, I'm in the right place at the right time, the right everything. And we may not, again, know exactly what comes after this. You just know in the moment that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And so with this, they said the grand meeting place, the grand assembly opens. And it's as if it's like, it's a portal. Sheila Hyde, a dear friend and colleague and mentor, she's an intuitive master astrologer and so forth. And she mentioned in her this week's video, portal. She kept using the word portal. And I'll put a link to it so you can see it. And that's what this is talking about. This portal, remember, musical chairs, it's all, and then it aligns and we go straight through. And so this meeting place, this assembly opens. And they said, answer the call. The call is underlined with an exclamation point. Go as guided. When you hear your soul speaking, your soul source connection speaking, go. Do not detour, do not delay, do not distract, do not I want to say anything, but that's not true because we want to declutter and so forth. But you get the point. The point is listen to this soul source connection because fear not, for the bell of destiny tolls, the grand meeting place, the assembly opens, and answer the call. Go as guided. And again, you can bring this into the finite. There's a Lady Jacqueline in my head, like, bring it into the literal and the practical. It can be as simple as what I've just done. I knew it was time to go, and I knew where they're guiding me. It's the same thing. You will know. It will be that gut instinct. It will be that intuition. It will be that quiet voice. It'll be that knowing that is guiding you somewhere. Listen to it. Follow it, even when, especially when it's unknown. You don't know what's on the other side. You just know to do something, to go, to answer the call. Because it is moving you, it will be uncomfortable. Remember, it's going to move you from the known, from the safety, air quotes, safety of the known into the unknown. It is going to move you, and it is with great purpose and value for you. And the more you do it, the more you're going to feel at home, air quotes, at home, because home is where the heart is. And when the heart knows and it's jubilant and it's feeling good and it's happy, even during the uncertainty, yes, but it's moving you so that your heart knows it, it feels it. It's like, I just know this to be right. And I'll get there. Because as you'll see, it's about the journey, not the destination. So answer the call. I need to put my specs on here. Elizabeth, I love the feeling of being in the right place at the right time. I always look at the time and it's always synchronized. 11:11. Yes. That is magic, miracles, the way to, the way through. And there, yes, Elizabeth, there is a tremendous joy and peace when you can feel, when you know, it's a knowing, it's a feeling, a knowing that you're in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. Even when you may not know the whole picture, what you know, and it just gives you such a state of peace and knowing and gratitude and joy, exuberance, enthusiasm, because you know you're right on point, like the Lady of the World card. You're right on point. You're right on time. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're doing the right thing. And that is life-giving, life-sustaining, and joyful. It's juicy, as the Lady Jacqueline would say. It's juicy. And so it is. It's the foundation of this. So third thing they said The Wanderer, and it's the song. And it was written by Donna Summer, which I didn't know. And he said, so it's the Wanderer. I'm the wanderer, I travel every place. I'm the wanderer, I go to outer space. I'm the wanderer, got no time. It's that song. And they said, breaking free, defying lack, limitation, and restraints. Proving, showing the world by example is underlined. Proving, showing the world by example what's really, truly possible. And so, and it's number 3, it's the Trinity. It is, remember that Mazda, that rotary engine that's all unified in unity. And they said, breaking free, defying lack, limitation, restraints. There are some literally that are restrained. Mental, physical, emotional restraints. Being held down, held back, oppressed, suppressed, in quotes, by others. And this is about breaking free, defying the lack, the limitation, the restraints. Proving, showing the world by example what's really, truly possible. And so, and I just want to clarify because they're giving to me, this is about walk the talk. Show by example. This is about walk the talk. It's not about air kisses. It's not about, talk about it, dream about it, talk about it, but never engage it. Never, quote unquote, put your money where your mouth is. Never put yourself on the line. This is the wanderer, and the wanderer demonstrates by example. It defies the odds. It demonstrates to others what's really, truly possible. And yes, remember, one of the hardest things to do is allow another their soul's journey. Not everyone's going to understand. Not everyone's going to agree. Not everyone's going to be a cheerleader and supporter. They're all going to play their role for you. They're all going to be living their soul's experience, what they said they would do. Just remember that that's theirs. It's not yours. You listen and follow to yours, and you go as guided, and you answer the call, and you show up at that grand meeting place, that assembly. Why? Because you have the golden ticket. New adventure awaits. There is a new you, there is a new us, there is a new world, there is a new way, and you have the golden ticket. And so your place is assured. You're already, and the queue isn't this long, horrid queue. It's like in a nanosecond. It's like, there will be others that are still, busy buzzing around like, lost, confused, unconscious. Allow them their soul's journey. That's okay, because we are going to the land of sunshine here. Look at that. These radiant sunflowers, this radiant gold. It's the gold within. That is the promise. And that's where this is all headed. You can see my big, huge smile. Number 4 they gave us is, and this was very interesting because it was the word memory, memories, and it's 2 songs. So it's the song Memory, and then the song The Way We Were, and both by Barbara Streisand. And they said, and so it's about when we, memories and so forth are nostalgic, right? They're something of our past. They're something that we typically hold that are endearing, that we love. And they said, and 4 is foundational. So they said memory, memories, the way we were, a return to the golden age of being with an exclamation point. So as we return to a golden age of being, as it shows up in your life, as you, because again, I know this sounds fantastical and I'm not, I'm all that right there with you all. However, again, it's like, okay, so they're showing me when Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz lands in Munchkin Land. And she's looking around and it's Technicolor, right? And it's all kind of beautiful and fantastical, organic. And then all of a sudden you realize that the Munchkins are part of the of nature, of the scenery, of the backdrop. And so again, this returning to a golden age of being. Well, remember, everything is alive. Everything is energy. So what is it that we see that sparkles and shines and comes to life and is now in our purview? We can see it now, where it was, in essence, hidden in our current age. And think, they're giving me this. Think back to the 20-some hundred years ago, to the time of Master Jesus, and then the Bible, Old Testament, and think about how much was prophesied in the Old Testament because of what was seen, supernatural, if you will, elements, a burning bush, Moses going on Mount Sinai, coming back with inscribed tablets, the emerald tablets, the 10 Commandments, these things. I mean, it's chock full of otherworldly visitation, presence, interaction, and so forth. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, go back to Golden Age, Atlantis, Lemuria, and these types of things and experiences. And then it's demonstrated in The Wizard of Oz in Munchkin Land. It's like that. So, not to get lost in the weeds, what they are saying to everyone is, again, what you see is what you get. The quicker you release the old, the quicker you, and yes, it's okay to have the memory and the memories of what we know, of this incarnation and what we know. However, you'll also have and move into the opportunity of the knowing, of the memory of a return to the golden age of being. It will be familiar. And so the more that you see the magic happening, I know everyone see there. They're like, what's Dearjames doing? Is he like hitting the reverb before he comes on the show? I swear to you, I'm not. I'm as lucid and and sane as all of you. So I just know it's what's arriving. It's what's here. It's where we're going. And it's right place, right time, right everything, everywhere, all at once. And that is a golden age of being. It's what was before. And it may be, fantastical and otherworldly and so forth, but that doesn't mean it's not real. And that doesn't mean that just because it quote unquote went away, has been hidden, that it doesn't return. And again, we chose to be here. So that's just fascinating. So let me put my specs on. Kelly is saying it's like bumper cars, hands off the wheel, here we go. Exactly. It's going to, and it's not about, there's no pushing and shoving. There's no need to. What is destined? Fear not, for the bell of destiny tolls. Whatever your soul said it would do, whatever it signed up for, is its destiny, your destiny. So no fear, no lack, no limitation, no need to worry, because all is, it will be. And we, in that bumper cars, in that chaotic, scattering around and about and everything, and then when that bell tolls, it's just like, and it all aligns. And it's a difference between, like when it's musical chairs, you're kind of elbowing the other one out to get the last chair that's available or to get a chair. It's not like that. In this, it's just unified. It occurs. It happens. It's destined. It is your destiny. It's already, you have the golden ticket. It's already signed up for. And again, they said, don't be late for the party, align, do these things, because again, the more you're in alignment with it, the easier it goes. So you can then, bumper cars doesn't have to be, you can just be the one going around the track. You don't have to be in confrontation, if you will, or in fear with yourself, with others. It's assured. It's that fait accompli in French. It's a done deal. So let's move into, there's some beautiful quotes here, and we're moving into the Wanderer hexagram 56, and it says, the greatest traveler does not know where they are going. And this is such, and look at these undulating, verdant green hills, just mountains everywhere here. There's been so much rain here in California that all of the, and Southern California is a desert. And driving down from a couple hours north of Los Angeles, Malibu and everything, it looks like this. And it is something I haven't witnessed probably ever. And I've been in California for many, many, many years. And it came to me as I was driving, green, this verdant green. And this is what it looks like. This is what this desert mountainous hills, all of the mountains covered in snow. It's unprecedented. I don't remember I don't think I've ever seen it in all of my life and time. I was born here, moved away, moved back. It's unprecedented. But here's the beauty. The greatest traveler does not know where they are going. But that's the beauty, isn't it? Because your soul knows. So it's just to go with the flow. It's to go with your soul. Allow your soul to lead. It knows where it's going. And thus the greatest traveler does not know. So incarnate, at least at this moment, doesn't know where they're going. And yet we do, because there's a knowing. It's just unknown. I know that's an oxymoron. I know that's, but you all get what they're saying here. And I just want to follow it up with this quote. When you follow, there are no limits to what you may become. Because again, the soul is limitless. The soul has, it's like the widest, most expansive journey and map planned. And it's to what degree do we all, how quickly do we release attachment, old beliefs, fears, judgments, all of these things that hold us back from from experiencing an ever greater, ever more expansive experience. And that's the hero's journey, the soul's journey. So when you follow, 17, follow, be led, go as guided. We're the guest, not the host. When you follow, there are no limits to what you may become. And look at the aurora borealis, the stars. I mean, it's limitless, and we are that. So let me just bring in Kelly's comment. We're going to jump to hexagram 56, the wanderer. She said, it's like reading glasses. You look up and things are blurry, but you know they are there. Then you take them off and you can see clearly what is in front of you, and you go forward with faith. Exactly. Exactly, Kelly. It is that kind of like, it might feel like a blur, and yet you're knowing, not ego, mind, personality. Ego, mind, personality, God love them. We love our ego, mind, personality. We all need a healthy ego, mind, personality. We all need our shadow, because some of our greatest learning, some of our greatest experiences comes from the shadow side. That is certainly true of humanity. We can look at world events and see the shadow element playing out. And as horrible and hard as that is, the greater, meaning the greater in population, the greater in massing of souls, they learn through the shadow element. And so it's not for us to kill you hear me talk about this a lot. It's not about us eradicating the darkness, eradicating the shadow, killing the ego, or anything like that. It's about harmonizing, purifying, and giving grace and gratitude. Because we, in the current operating system, we have learned that way. And so that can be fuzzy or fuzzy. And then all of a sudden, you get greater clarity. We gain greater clarity. So let's move in to hexagram 56, the wanderer. And it says its action is to explore. Its hidden influence, 28, critical mass. This crescendoing, everyone's running about, and then it goes, whoosh, and it adjusts. Its critical mass adjust. And its underlining cause is 60, limitation, regulate. And it says, and the still deeper secret of the secret, the land that is nowhere, that is your true home. Our true home is in the stars. It's in the heaven. It's not necessarily a land as in a physical place, but this is heaven on earth. And so, but it's, remember, the still deeper secret of the secret, the land that is nowhere, that's our true home. Home is where the heart is, where we come from. So it says, it is said that the greatest wanderer does not know where they are going. This is the openness required to follow the way. Not our way, not my way, not your way, not their way. The way, the host. After the zenith of the previous hexagram, there usually follows an anticlimax where the atmosphere becomes uncertain again. Remember, darkest before the dawn. Blue symbolizes the message that it is the journey and not the destination that is important. Something is changing, and you will need to be flexible to adapt. Familiar routines and comfort zones will no longer do. The hidden influence of critical mass shows the importance of not becoming too complacent, where stability can lead to stagnation and even collapse. So again, we are being moved forward. You are being moved forward. People, places, things, leaving your life, you leaving theirs, moving beyond the lack, the limitation, all of these things, so that we show by example what's really, truly possible. The underlying cause of limitation shows the opposite condition, where we hold to familiar and abide by rules. For now, the vistas, and let me just say too, remember, so not since the French and American revolutions. Let me just bring this up really quickly. Here's the astrological influences, and look at these two colors, the purple and the green. And they said, they were talking about the fact that the full moon, so yesterday, full moon in Virgo, right after the full moon, I mean, like 45 minutes later, Saturn enters Pisces, first time, I believe, in 30 years. It was like 1994, somewhere in there. Coming up on the 23rd, Pluto for the first time. It's at the anaretic degree at 29 degrees, that degree of faith. And it enters Aquarius, and it hasn't been since the French and American revolutions, since the founding of America, which was the founding of the ideal society, utopia, the ideal. And so here it comes, and it's saying, and because it was saying, the hidden influence of critical mass shows the importance of not becoming too complacent, where stability can lead to stagnation and even collapse. The underlying cause of limitation shows the opposite condition, where we hold to the familiar and abide by rules. Well, Saturn is the rule maker. And Saturn has been in his two home signs for the last almost 7 years. Well, now it's moving into Pisces, where things become fluid. They become a little bit jello-y, if you will. Well, it's because the old, we're abiding by rules, but there's new rules. There's a new way. And so the old way, the walls become less stable because they're falling. They're falling away, so as to be fluid to move into the new. For now, the vista's open before you, and like the Fool in the tarot deck, it is time for an adventure. Taking the road less traveled or leaving the ordinary behind is the only way to invigorate your sense of discovery. Taking the road less traveled. They spoke about that in 1 or 2 shows ago. Taking the road less traveled or leaving the ordinary behind is the only way to invigorate your sense of discovery. It's going back to the third mantra. Be special. Be special. Celebrate your uniqueness. Identify with it, invigorate it, embrace it, and give gratitude so as to invigorate a new sense of discovery. Wandering or traveling is an opportunity to examine the baggage you carry with you. I'm literally, the irony is not lost on me. I have every amount, all of my clothing, and I have purged and purged and purged and purged. And I have like 5, 6 suitcases with me. And I'm sitting there, and I read this morning, and I'm like, the baggage you're carrying with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really getting tired of moving this luggage. So it's funny. And yet I have purged and purged and purged. So it's an interesting thing. Be mindful of the baggage you carry with you. Perhaps it is time to lighten your load. You may be changing residences or careers, and an open-minded attitude will serve you well as you approach the changes. You can be a gardener of people and yourself by acknowledging how individual differences can lead you to experience something different about yourself. Your way is only one way, so be open to what wandering into the unknown can teach you. In this, I would say what they're saying is also be in alignment with the way, your soul source connection. Because when this is talking about your way is only one way, your way is ego, mind, personality. The way is your soul. It needs no defense. It needs no approval. It doesn't need others. Is it nice to get? Yes, sure. However, your soul just is. It just is. It's a knowing. It tells you. It's not yabbering in your head. And so be open to what wandering into the unknown can teach you, because what's unknown is what the soul already knows, what the soul, your soul source connection, what the host and you planned before you ever came, long ago. It says, whatever greatness may exhaust itself upon, this much is certain, it loses a home. So in other words, when you're rubbing up against what you've already mastered, your greatness, you've already achieved something, it loses a home because, well, the soul is done. You've done that experience. It's time to move to the next experience. It's time, and those can ebb and evolve. Yes, as Elizabeth, we were talking about pets, people, places, things. Some will continue to come with us because we're still exploring our greatness. We are still in unity with one another and reciprocity with one another, experiencing our greatness. However, at other times, like the chafing of the wheat, it falls away. It's a season, a reason, a lifetime. It says, hence follows the idea of the wanderer. You may follow the path of the wanderer, mastering the art of living in a place without boundaries. This is the deeper secret of the secret, the land that is nowhere, that is the true home. When some people travel, they merely contemplate what is before their eyes. When I travel, and this is Carrie Hone from Cafe Au Sol, she says, when I travel, I contemplate mutability. When you wander in the land of Te, all of life is a place of discovery. You push onward toward new horizons because the greatest traveler does not know where they are going. When you follow, there are no limits to what you might become. And this is so true because you know what you know until you know. And it's only when we surrender, it's only when we embrace, when we fully embrace and allow, when we go as guided. And yes, it requires the ego, mind, personality to surrender, to step into the unknown, to be the fool. However, it is this, the journey begins anew, right? It is stepping into the unknown. And yet, sorry, I brought up the wrong, let me bring up the other image. Let's go with this one. I found it. Here we are. It is this divine magic. It is the fool and the magician. Because in the knapsack of the fool is the tools of the magician. We have everything we need, and it's divine magic. It is divine. It is absolutely on point, joy-filled, joyful. Colleen is saying, which is why you are just done with some people. Surrendering is where conflict is. So surrendering, there's a beautiful quote, Colleen, and it's for everyone. The definition of suffering is attachment. So because we're attached to an outcome, to a person, a place, a thing, a desire, it's attachment that causes suffering. And so when we surrender that, when we just naturally surrender that, this is where and when others leave. It all surrenders and departs. And so you will come in and you will see that this again demonstrates being the wanderer, because that's what's required. It requires you to surrender the attachment so as to have a new outcome, so as to have a new greatness. It says, when far from home, you take your inner treasure and ritual along. Everywhere you go, there you are. When the heart is uneasy, we support it with ritual. Your daily ritual is more obvious when you are forced to pack it for a long journey. To travel with companions, much energy is wasted in fortifying the dynamics of the familiar routines. When you've noticed, sometimes when you travel with others, it's effortless and easy. Other times, you're like, I don't understand. I'm pulling my hair out. Like, why is this my experience? And she goes on to say, when you are traveling alone, however, you are more authentic and free to discover your real capabilities. And that would be true as well, because everything is purposeful. So even when the challenge is difficult, when you're in a group setting and you discover your rituals, they become more present because you're traveling. Regardless, everything's purposeful, and so practice being more authentic so as to discover your real capabilities, what's really going on below the surface. Some part of you is active during dreaming, where you access an awareness that becomes a postcard sent to awaken the one who sleeps by day. Each night you travel back and forth from a strange land. Remember, there's a post, we did a post, the wanderer, stranger in a strange land. You travel back and forth from a strange land to understand the real essence of who you might become. When you dream, you access a place. as though there is no home to go back to. When morning comes, you travel across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. Yet, you are always traveling across a tapestry that transcends boundaries. And here we've been talking about, here's the image, between two worlds. And we're moving more fully into where the two are one, and it's realized. It's really, truly, remember, the ideal becomes the new reality. So this heaven on earth, this ideal becomes the new reality. The two merge, and they become one in this new season of being, in this eternal season of being. Yet you are always traveling across a tapestry that transcends boundaries. This is the openness required to be the wanderer. In the image of people loyal to a home that is far away, the wanderer points to an endless expanse of sky and shows you how the horizon is an illusion and that there are no real boundaries to your capabilities. The seed of self-realization is unfolding regardless of where you are. Everywhere you go, there you are. The current situation will not linger, and you will soon travel onward. This is to say, again, right point, right place, right on point, right place, right time, right everything, that knowing, and that the time is now. And so the seed of self-realization is unfolding. Fear not, for the bell of destiny tolls. The grand meeting place, the assembly, opens. Answer the call. There we go. The current situation will not linger. It's not going to linger. It's going to happen like that in an instant. And you will soon travel onward, although you have developed a sense of loyalty to carry with you. Because again, this is about saying, remember, we stand on the shoulder of giants. You're building upon who you are, who you've been, not only in this lifetime, in this incarnation, but in all the lifetimes, in all the incarnations. And they're saying there's this marrying point, this marrying moment, this perfected state of being that occurs. And thus we carry this loyalty forward because we chose to be here. We're loyal and true to ourselves. Everywhere you go, there you are, in a giant tapestry of your and our unfolding. It's the way. Elizabeth is saying, I've chosen 4 things that I must do every day, no matter where I am. In traveling, I am always grounded and more grateful. Beautiful. It demonstrates, as Elizabeth just shared with us, it demonstrates her rituals and what she does in every place that she is. Add to that, Elizabeth, the expansiveness that you are, and to go as guided, because there is something powerful and expansive about both. And sometimes what we use as a ritual, the unseen, spirit, source, and symphony, source, will guide us to move beyond something, or to realize that and they're showing me, I had these 3 beautiful, beautiful blue stones, and I was called to go to Mount Conagu in the south of France. It's on the frontier, the border between France and Spain. And as I went to the top and I had them, I carried these. They were a ritual. I carried them with me. And I gave them great importance, and thus I would say great power. And once I was descending down Mount Conagu, and again, the mountain, nature, the mountain, the force of nature, and certain power points and so forth, there's a sense of they require permission. They require reverence. And so there was a knowing that I had that, having ascended to the very top of Mount Conagu, that there was, for lack of better words, a toll to be paid, to be honored. And the price of that was to surrender the importance of these 3 gems, these 3 blue gemstones. And so I did. And it's a very interesting experience because it It releases you of anything that may be encumbering, even though we may see it in the moment as being a ritual, something that supports us, that we give value and credence to, and so forth. And yet it moves us beyond something so as to be even more expansive than we were before, while paying honor and tribute to self, to others, to the unseen. So bear that in mind. I share that with everyone because, again, something as simple and profound and foundational as a ritual, as something that we do, can be expanded upon or released so as to be expanded, and to do so when you're guided to do so, when you feel it. It's not about anything. It's not about me sharing that with you to tell you that. It's about you knowing the story, and then when it's right for you, or when you know that, to move into a greater sense of expansion with that. So, mindful of the time, thank you all for journeying with me on this most crazy, and I say that in the most beautiful way. It is really, really beautiful, and expansive, and terrifying and exhilarating. I just know it's leading, and it is, to somewhere great, and it is great. And so, and that is something that all of you have at your disposal, and by example can really truly teach others. So embrace being the wanderer. Embrace this beautiful moment of abundance. It's like, remember, green, the beauty of abundance, the power of source, the luck of the Irish, this beautiful moment. Our mantras: right place, right time, everywhere you go, there I am. And the third one, be special, because in the greatness that is you, as we stand at the precipice between two worlds, fear not, for the bell of destiny tolls, the grand meeting place assembly opens, answer the call, be the wanderer, break free, defy lack, limitation, and restraints, show the world by example what's really truly possible, return to the golden age of being, and know that home is where the heart is, because you're ultimately the home. You're the vessel. You are the heart and the home and the vessel of the divine. And that is so, so very powerful. So thank you all so very, very much. I love you all. I will see you back next week, and we will see, what do they say? To be continued, TBD. We'll see where the journey takes me next. Love to you all. Thank you so much.